On Saturday, Telford Tigers are taking on top of the league Sheffield. In a thriller in the third period, Telford Tigers were able to come back from being 3-0 down to take the game to overtime and finally penalties, where they won 4-3. Milton Keynes keeping up that good performance as well at the moment. At the start of the season, were able to defeat Basingstoke 1-0. Peterborough against Bracknell Bees. Peterborough doing exactly the same as Tigers, taking it over into overtime and then penalties, beating the Bracknell Bees. Slough Jets were able to topple over the Guildford Flames 4-1, while Swindon beat Manchester Phoenix 4-2. With the return of Yurisenko after having his dislocated shoulder the week before, Telford Tigers were looking a little bit better in defence. However, releasing Yuri Hansel and also forward Dean Holland. Slough, however, flying high at the top of the league, tough opposition, and after beating Guildford, they were in very high spirits, hoping to come away with 2 points. As the first period got underway, straight away there was an incident with Thomas Janik getting struck in the face. He was, however, okay at the end and got up and carried on with the rest of the game. Telford Tigers, however, were the ones with the most effective shots at the beginning of the first period. However, they were unable to capitalise, and it was Slough that struck first with this goal. Tigers came up with Tigers with spirited attack though, and resilience. They tried to get themselves back in the game and camped themselves over in Slough area quite a lot, with Slough not really getting many chances coming over their way. However, when it did come their way, they really did capitalise on it, and this effort here took the game to 2-0 to Slough. That wasn't it though, as Tigers were able to get themselves back into it, with this goal coming in by Yurisenko, that man again, taking the Tigers to 2-1 at the end of the first period. As the second goal underway, it really didn't take long at all. Scott McKenzie converting on this strike here, over up into the top right, levelling the game out at 2 apiece.
Receives 2 minutes for cross check. Time penalty 25 minutes and 6 seconds. That's number 19 for the Jets. 2 minutes cross check. Penalty time 25:06. Take a trip to the parking. Mark the penalty bin. Do we have any noise out there for the Slough Jets? And do we have any noise out there for the...
Soon kicked off as well with this push on Luke Brittle straight into the goal, and McKinney dropped the gloves, standing up for his team and having this fight here. Eventually working its way over to the boards and the rest splitting it up.
Under 30 minutes and 28 seconds. Those penalties are coincidental, so will not go on the top. Take a trip to the parking. Mark the penalty bin. That's number 77 for Tigers. 2 minutes for tripping. Final penalty 21:05. Take a
And it was Tigers who were getting all the attacking coming their way. Slough did seem to get a bit more of a foothold and did get some good shots. But it wasn't really until later on the second where they really started to command, where they were able to take this goal, giving them the lead 3-2. Slough's third goal slipping straight between the pads of Declan Ryan. And just before the end of the second as well, we're able to take this one for a 4-2 lead going into the final period. The third period, Slough very good defensively, holding an awful lot of the shots away for the Tigers. Very good, stopping them trying to get the breaks away. However, Tigers, with their resiliency, were able to get themselves back to the game through this strike, bringing them up to within one goal. Not only reviving the spirits of the Tigers, but also the Tigers fans. And as a carbon copy to what they did the night before, Tigers also got themselves their fourth goal, pushing the game into overtime. However, it was not to be for the Tigers as Slough were able to convert in overtime, giving them the lead and the 2 points. After a very spirited weekend by the Telford Tigers, especially after losing out on those extra 2 players that were released in the week, 3 points to Telford.
We got on the ice yesterday and it would have been easy just to say, right, you know what, we'll go through the motion, but we didn't. Everybody showed up, everybody battled for each other, and we deserved the victory last night, and I do feel we deserved the 2 points tonight, but you know, it's hockey.
Well, that's it. I think tonight, especially the third period, it seemed to be drifting and suddenly just burst into life, didn't it, the game?
Yeah, you know, we all had a frank discussion between the second and third period. I wasn't happy with the 2 goals that we gave up at the end of the second period. Not when we battled hard to get back to 2-2, and you know, everybody got in the middle and everybody stuck together and said, right, we're going to get this back, and we did. And when we pushed for a point, and you know, come out with a point against Slough, I am pretty happy.
And I think scoring-wise, it really seemed to click tonight.
Well, Joe, I think this weekend he's skated the best he's skated all season. He's been struggling a little bit with a couple of niggly injuries, and hopefully they've bypassed a little bit. I think the effort, you know, if we're creating chances, which we have been creating all season, we've been out shooting a lot of these big spending teams. You know, we are going to get the bounces eventually. We're going to get the rub of the green, and I really do think one night we're going to really pump somebody.
Obviously happy with the 2 points. We know it's a tough place to play. You never want to give up a 2-goal lead in the third, especially with that much time, but give Telford all the credit. They kept going for 60 minutes and made us work for it. That's about it.
Are you relieved to come away with the 2 points tonight?
Oh, definitely. Well, I mean, you're never not happy when you get the 2 points. It is frustrating as a coach when you blow a 2-goal lead, like I said. We talked about keeping it simple, getting pucks deep, and it just didn't happen. But it's early. We're learning, and it's going to come for us.
I think you had a particularly high-scoring start to the season. Do you think this shows how competitive the league is?
Oh, definitely. I mean, we've been focusing on buckling down and playing tight D. I kind of got away from that tonight. I mean, Telford, you give them credit. They come hard. They got a lot of speed. They're very well coached. So it's just one of those games. We don't want to be playing any more 5-4 games. We're much happier with 3-1, 3-2 type games. But we'll definitely take the 2 points tonight.
So with the rest of Sunday's scores, the Guildford Flames were able to beat Swindon Wildcats 7-0. Manchester Phoenix 5-3 against Bracknell. Milton Keynes Lightning getting another 4-point weekend again. Were able to beat Basingstoke 4-1. while Sheffield Steel Dogs beat Peterborough Phantoms 5-2. And with that action, this is as the table now stands at the end of the weekend. Milton Keynes still flying high at the top of the table there, with 14 points after just 8 games being played. Slough also tied on points, but after having 10 games are in second. Sheffield in third, with Manchester in 4th place. Swindon in 5th, with Guildford in 6th. Bracknell are in 7th, with Basingstoke in 8th, while Telford Tigers still not being able to get out that bottom 2, although tied for points with Basingstoke. And Peterborough Phantoms still bottom of the league. Now the next game for the Telford Tigers will be taking place on Saturday away to Slough. If you want to travel away with the boys on the coach, travel is just from £10. And information you can always get from the Telford Tigers Facebook page and the website telfordtigers.co.uk. Next home game, however, will be on the Sunday the 30th, where they will take on the Swindon Wildcats. Telford hoping to take away some of the hurt pride that was given before, with some very high scoring games against the Tigers. As it is also for Halloween, fancy dress will also be encouraged, with first prize going to the best fancy dress person, a home jersey, with other runner-up prizes of sweets and chocolates.